Hey guys, it's me Aego here. Hi. Hello. Hera's new product that took them over 2 years to develop is finally out. Today I'll be taking some time to introduce all the shades of Hera's new black cushion and also show you a swatch of them. Hera's new black cushion, which has already accumulated sales of 4 million since its launch. These cushions come in the same capacity as the previous black cushion and comes packed with a refill included. While the original Hera's black cushion had a total of 6 shades, the new black cushion has been released with a total of 8 shades with a sun protection factor of SPF 34 PA++. The cases are completely black with what I feel to be a cleaner and simpler design with Hera's logo on the lid. The case has also been changed to a magnetic closure type instead of the press button closure type. Like the case, the puff has also been changed to an all-black puff. The pores of the puff have apparently been reduced for a seemingly better and firmer application. Although this is a semi-matte cushion, it has a slightly cooling formulation that seems to feel more moisturizing than expected. It applies on smoothly and adheres on as if it seeps into my skin and with a semi-matte finish once it's fixed. It provides high coverage without feel stuffy or heavy on my skin, and when placing my phone onto my cheek to check how it smears, I was able to see that it did smear a slight bit only on the areas where are layered on the cushion for extra coverage. And since this is a semi-matte product, I was curious to see if it would be waterproof, so I did a waterproof test. When placing the back of my hand in which I applied the new black cushion on under flowing water, I could see that it is indeed waterproof and there was no smearing even when I wiped it dry with a tissue. Having heard that the original black cushion was less smearing and is considered to be mask-proof, I went ahead and wore a mask to see if Hera's new black cushion would be mask-proof as well. While I couldn't see any smearing when I pressed the mask firmly with my hand, I was able to see some marks on the bridge of my nose and cheekbone areas from talking and making facial expressions for a long period of time. While most of the semi-matte cushions are a bit difficult to touch up after they're fixed, I found it to be quite easy to fix the scratched area when I tried to reapply this cushion on those areas. Recently, since I've taken quite an interest in semi-matte products, I've been using quite a number of various cushions, and after having tried Hera's new black cushion, I found myself really liking it since it was very easy to fix my makeup. So now I'll show you a swatch of Hera's new black cushion as I try out each shade on my face. 13N1 Porcelain. One of the newly added colors, it's the brightest shade that doesn't feel reddish or yellow at all. Since it has a clear and bright neutral tone, it seems to create a neat skin tone. (17C1) Petal Ivory. This has clean tone with no pinkish veiling, which looks similar with the original number 15. Since it has a less reddish veiling, it seems to express the skin with a more clean feeling. 17N1 Ivory. This is a neutral tone shade that's slightly less yellow when compared to the original number 13. It seems to have a clear ivory tone. 21C1 Rosé Vanilla. While the original number 17 feels slightly reddish, this tone is said to be a tone without much of the redness. They seem to have gotten rid of the redness, but it's still a lively tone that carries an equal amount of pink to the liveliness. 21N1 Vanilla. This is a shade that's similar with the original number 21. Although it may seem like there's no difference, when actually applied, it seems to feel more neutral. 23C1 Pink Beige. This is a newly added shade, which is released to be the cool tone version of number 23. It's a pinkish shade that creates a lively feeling. 23N1 Beige. This seems to have a similar shade with original version of number 23, but when actually applied, it appears that they've taken away much of the redness, changing it into a neutral shade. 25N1 Amber. This shade is recommended for those who use the original number 25. But as it has been brightened by half a tone, those who have been using the original number 25 will most likely find this to be slightly bright. All in all, while the new black cushion is semi-matte, it has a surprisingly moist application. To to add, when wearing a mask, since I tend to be quite expressive facially, there was a bit smearing and scratches, but looking at how minimal the smearing was in my situation, it wouldn't be an over-exaggeration to say that it barely smears. Usually semi-matte cushions tend to darken or stain, so it would tend to clump when I tend to fix my makeup, but Hera's new black cushion, which has both waterproof and mask-proof function, seems to also have the great advantage of being easily fixable. And I also did a long-lasting test to check how long it lasts. When I first applied it on, of course, my skin looks clean and smooth. I can also see no buildup on the side of my nose since I shot this right after applying on this cushion. After a few hours, I can see that everything stayed looking as it was. Also, the cushion felt as if it was adhering even more onto my skin, and I didn't see any buildups on the side of my nose or with my wrinkles. Personally, the product does have a slight scent, which is not too strong, and since it's not too dry, I would also recommend it for those with dry skin types. But since those with dry skin might feel it to be a bit dry as time passes, I recommend that you make sure to ensure that your skin is sufficiently moisturized before using this cushion. So my video is still here. Thank you for watching my video today. Don't forget to subscribe, press the like buttons, and please leave some comments for me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!